Hi everyone and welcome along. Now today we're looking at what to do with all the offcuts of watercolour paper when you're cutting your painting to size and you're left with all these bits. Well, I've got a brilliant bookmark tutorial for you, so grab your paints and your paper scraps and let's get started. So I'm reading a really good book at the moment and I couldn't quite believe it yesterday when I put the book down and I realised I didn't have a bookmark. So I've got all these bits of watercolour paper that are offcuts from when we cut our pieces to size for filming, so I thought let's turn it into a project. So what you're going to need is a bit of washi tape, and I'm just going to tape, I'll do a few, I think. It's quite a nice idea. So I'm just going to put them all next to each other and sort of give them a little gap so that if I tape them down, it means that there's a little washi tape border either side for them. And that means we can be really efficient with our washes. So I've taped 4 down in one go, and I'm going to use got a notification that a delivery has come. Anyway, right, we are going to use a nice one-stroke flat edge brush. These brushes are available in my shop, and it's Pro Art as usual, my favourite brand. And I'm just going to mix up and wake up some blue tones. Now, what I love about this brush is it's kind of the perfect size to just wake up the colours, isn't it? Perfect shape as well. So I've got some Cobalt Turquoise here as well. Oh my goodness, it's all go. So that's the walkie-talkie, and that was a completely random stranger. Here's my walkie-talkie, going to turn that off. God, it's chaos in the office today. So sometimes we just accidentally pick up noise from other people. Anyway, let's do some painting, shall we? So I'm going to create a horizon line, and up above that I'm going to create a sky. Excuse me. So I'm just using some Cobalt Blue Deep, and I want my sky to have a bit of cloud in it, so you can see I've got a few bits of unpainted space here. I'll take a tiny weeny bit of Moonglow and just paint in just underneath some of those clouds, but I don't even need that much colour on. There we go. Something quite fun about painting a number of things at once, that you can sort of experiment and see how it goes. So I'm just sort of curving the brush like that. Down at the bottom, I want to create a little sort of shoreline, a little beachy area. So what's nice about this is you've either got them all together, you can have, or you could give them away knowing that you've sort of given away a rather fun set of beachy bookmarks. So a little bit of sort of darker colour just to get a bit of sort of interest on the beach. And now I'm going to take some slightly more turquoisey blues. I'm going to start building up the ocean colours. So with a slightly wet size 6 brush, I'm going to just start sort of sweeping it across. And as we get further away, the colour will just deepen a little. And look at that, it's already dry. That's great. Drop in a few low lights. So low lights, just sort of stronger, more intense colours. I think in this instance it's kind of easier to paint one at a time almost. And actually maybe a little bit of Prussian blue might be nice just in the distance there. So it's just really fun. Sometimes watercolour, you don't need to worry so much about creating an amazing painting piece of art. Sometimes it's just nice to make the practical things in your life beautiful, like a bookmark. And it's a really nice, very, very cheap to make gift for someone. And I will always stand by the idea that there is so much impact in giving a gift you've made. And I know I do, I mean, there's one exception to that rule, is an ex-boyfriend from when I was like 17, who after a while was like, I don't really appreciate all this handmade stuff you're giving me. But let's face it, he's an ex-boyfriend, so he clearly wasn't the one for me, because he didn't really appreciate all the hand-painted stuff. Ant loves it, so he's the right one. So here we go, just finishing off our ocean. How fun is that? So the last thing that we could do if you wanted is to create a tiny little sort of scene off in the distance, of maybe a little island or something. So I've got some Moonglow, just mixed with the burnt sienna there, and maybe we'll just get a little bit of sap green just ready there. And there you go, maybe a little island scene there. Of course, you've got to be careful. Even that has got a little bit of a blend and a bleed. It's not 100% dry in the ocean yet, so yeah, don't rush these things too much, but I quite like that. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to let these dry, and then we're going to do one last little bit. Now that's dried, we can just add a few tiny weeny little details. I'm just going to use Moonglow. So if I take my 2/10 brush and just do some little sort of little M shapes, but I'm making them sort of not too even on purpose, because it's more characterful, I find, for birds in the sky if they've got a little bit of a sort of wobble in the middle. And actually sometimes a little bit of extra something there can help. And then maybe a little boat. We'll maybe just add yeah, that's in the distance, and then we can have a boat. And then the boat needs a reflection. That's pretty good. And maybe one more little island off the coast there. A little bit of green. And we'll just soften that into the ocean. And there we have some really cool little bookmarks. And once we peel the tape off, we've got lovely crisp outlines as well. And they're a really sweet little set. I like these. I like these a lot. So you could either leave your bookmarks just as they are, or if you wanted, you could give them just a little bit more of a pizzazz. And I've punched a hole in that one. And I'll put my, whoops, put my tassel through. Put that one back in its order. And you can create a lovely bookmark with a little tassel and a hole punch. So thanks so much for watching the quick fix. I really enjoyed painting that. I hope you did too. And I will see you again next time. Bye!